Coming up on every single muscle.
You know, I go by every single muscle and I claim to know a lot, but I had no idea the origins of the can until just now.
In Italy, they had a sticker book.
That's freaking awesome. This is an original pre-production test sample. Oh yeah, so cool. Like, what's going on here? Hey, what's up, internet? Every single muscle here, and today I am in the toy room of Brian Bonanno, aka Cloning007 on Instagram. He is one of the most prominent muscle collectors that I know, and he has an insane collection of muscles and muscle adjacent things and other cool stuff. So we're gonna take a look at his collection. Anything you want to add, Brian?
Nah, I'm glad to see you, man. This is awesome.
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Okay, so we're just gonna start from top to bottom. We're gonna scan across this thing. We're gonna talk about all the cool little muscles that we see. And we're starting things off up here with Brian. This is your original childhood collection?
Yep, so a lot of these are my brother and my childhood collection where my mother wrote our initials on the feet. I started to have them hand painted so I can kind of keep them in my collection, but you know, obviously do something special with them. I don't have a full set. I'm obviously looking for a couple. I'm only trying to paint ones that are stained or already have paint on them. I'm not trying to ruin any actual good muscle man.
Right. So to clarify, you do have a full set. You just don't have a...
Oh, geez, I have four or five full sets.
This is just... you don't have a full set of painted muscles.
No,
the way that... But that's kind of the long-term plan for,
that's the goal.
This here.
The goal... Well,
and then these are more of those up over here.
Yes. So this represents all 236 figures. It's missing a couple of them, but the goal is to have all 236 of them painted.
And then up in the middle here, we have this is a reproduction of the Kinnikuman-Colosseum, a 3D printed version of it.
Yes. That
was sent to you in pieces, right? So you've got to construct it yourself.
Yeah, it came basically the same way the Colosseum came in the box. It's slightly larger, but Filthy Tom, he made some modifications to make it a little more sturdy and better. And he, of course, had to change a couple things to make 3D printed, but amazing detail on it.
Yeah, like, and also the plastic doesn't melt when you put figures on
Exactly. You don't have to worry about that. But he even did the holographic panels. It's amazing what he...
Really, truly very cool.
Yeah, you know, for someone who doesn't want to spend the money on a real one or have to buy one in pieces, you can get this set 3D printed. Kind of really hope he does all of them. Does the tower and everything.
Cool. And then we've got the actual Kinnikuman-Colosseum in box, still in there, right?
Yep, it's all there.
And that's just a beautiful piece to see.
Yes.
And some other really cool stuff on the shelf.
Some painted figure sets. Next to that would be the English version of the Kinnikuman books. You can go on Amazon and buy those if you're looking for them. It's volume 1 and volume 2. I hope they keep doing it.
Over here, so this box in the middle, I recognize as the 29th anniversary Kinkeshi box. So if you're a collector of muscle, you know that there's 236 figures. In Japan, there's 400 plus. And on the 29th anniversary, they released a set that had all of those, plus some extras, I believe. And you can get them all in one convenient box and complete your set all at one time. But you got some other cool stuff on this shelf, too.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about this guy right here? You mind pulling that out? Let's take a look.
So that's it's just the original case that they would sell for the figures.
Yeah.
It's not in the greatest condition. You see some of it's melted and stuff. But, you know, nice little display.
Yeah, so that's like not the 29th anniversary.
No.
That's from years before. If you were to buy a complete set of Kinkeshi in Japan, it would come in this cool book. And you have 2 of those, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. This one's a little falling apart. This one's a little bit better condition, but, you know. And then, obviously, we have some other just random Kinnikuman figures, some of my favorites.
And this Ramen Man plush here.
Yeah.
And there's Satan Cross. That's a Kinkeshi?
Yeah, that's the new ones that came with keychains.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is a set that is so uncommon. I rarely ever see it. This is the Tag Tournament Mountain Kinnikuman playset.
Yeah.
From Japan. What can you tell me about this? I don't know too much about it.
You know, there's 2 of them. There's another one. This is the mountain, but you know, it's just part of the lore and the set. I really had to have it in my collection. I've never actually put it together. It is complete though. I just, you know, it's flimsy, it's delicate, and I have a lot of cats.
Yeah.
But
Very cool. And then these are just some cards, some stills.
just some stills,
This
really
is
cool
from
artwork.
one of the movies or something, I want to say.
I'm not-
Because that character's a movie exclusive character.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, these are just some cool pieces. We can just scan around.
You know, like that's an Ultimate Muscle giveaway that they had in Japan. Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue down because there's a whole bunch of sets of just like real, true, vintage Japanese figures and play sets. So what do we got on the left here?
So that's the Battle Royal. That's the second Battle Royal set, which came with the ring, and then it came with the Dekas for it. So that would be
so these Dekas came
with that.
With that set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. And then this, you told me something really interesting about this before we
most
got
people
things going.
Most people know about the muscle can.
Yeah.
And you know, why did it come in a can? But originally in Japan, they had a Play-Doh kit that had a can of Play-Doh, and you could mold your own muscle men. So I guess in transition, they said, hey, let's use this can, and we're going to transfer it over to American. Kids are going to love it.
You know, I go by every single muscle, and I claim to know a lot. But Brian's teaching me so many things. I had no idea the origins of the can until just now. So
you can also get some like Ultraman figures, I think, came in a can too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other people that did it too. The rings, the different
rings,
versions
Japanese
of
rings.
the rings, not like the one that you'd get in America. So like, for example, it is very similar. It's kind of a combination of the two. And then also if you collect Exogenies, there's an Exogenie ring, which looks more like this one. Yeah.
So that one's just got these like longer joysticks.
Yeah.
And then this one up here has this like rock terrain surrounding
kind of like the mountain.
it. Yeah.
You know.
Very cool. And then down here, these are the modern Japanese Kinkeshi figures.
So basically all the different sets that they released.
The premiums.
Yep.
Yeah.
This represents all of them that they've released so far. And then I obviously collect the ones that come in the gumball machines.
Over here, this is the Ultimate Muscle section. We see packaged on-card versions of, you have all of them? Or?
Yep, I have all of them except for, I guess we would consider like this would be a series 2. There was a couple that they released like Checkmate, which I don't have, and then like the Kevin Mask that came with the chair. But
you've got the most of those.
I have the ones that came out in America, the standard ones.
Oh, okay.
And then these would represent the different packs of cards that you could have bought.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know they did this. So they had a pack of cards and they come with a figure too.
Yep. They came with a blue or red translucent figure. So these just represent all the different packs that you could get.
And then below it, these are the Ultimate Muscle figures in the style of classic Muscle. And I remember as a kid, these came out and I would see them at Toys R Us and I would just be like, these aren't as good. No. And I remember I didn't buy them for the longest time. And then a couple years later, I was like, you know what? I should at least get a few. And I managed to get them on discount or whatever. But they're just weirdly, they're not as collectible. Like the muscle community doesn't really give a crap about these that much.
It was too late. The kids that collected them when they were younger were too old to be collecting them then. And then it just didn't really hit the mark.
Yeah. And the sculpts just aren't as detailed and interesting looking.
No.
To be honest.
No.
But even still,
it was on Fox. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. I enjoyed it.
It was dubbed. It was silly. Yeah. It just didn't hit the same spot, unfortunately. But but even still, now you look at them and you're like, yeah, they're pretty great.
The PlayStation game was amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the PlayStation game?
I played some of those games. Yeah.
He got him.
Okay, so now this shelf is like, this has got some of the craziest stuff in it. If you're a Muscle fan or if you've watched my channel before, you'll recognize a few of these things. I've certainly talked about the Muscle Mega Match board game, which he's got back there. Is that a complete game?
Yeah, yeah. That's actually my game when I was a kid.
Really? So you've had it since you were a kid and managed to keep it complete?
Yeah.
Which is a magical thing.
Yeah. Not in the best of condition, but that's not the point of that. I have a better one put away, but that was the one I had as a kid. Just like this is my original ring as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which I bought some replacement pieces trying to maybe replace it maybe one day.
I also have my original ring, but It's a little broken, but it's kind of unnoticeable.
Mm.
And I did replace one of these parts, and not with a 3D print, but like somebody sold me a new arm, and I unscrewed it and I did it, and I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some of these figures down here.
Okay, so these are solid silver.
Solid silver, and these were created by a fan.
Sean out in Canada.
Sean Skirvin?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean Skirvin is, I'm going to just throw his name out here now because he makes some amazing stuff.
Oh, he's great. I love him.
I also had I made a really great deal with him a little while ago too, and I love that guy. It's a shame he's in Canada, and that means shipping costs more than I'd like.
So pan over to the gold ones. So these are 14 karat gold. So something that Sean did for me was when my grandfather passed away, I ended up getting a lot of scrap gold. And I didn't know what to do with the scrap gold. The rings didn't fit me, things like that. He melted all the gold down and he casted figures for me out of the gold.
Wow.
Yeah. So this represents my grandfather's gold and silver and some other scrap gold and silver, but that's his gold.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So these are one of a kind.
Yeah.
Gold figures.
Yeah.
By a very talented toy maker that you guys should all look
Oh,
at.
his customs,
his recastings
are
so good.
Really quality.
So good. I should actually share all that stuff on my channel.
Please
the
tag
things
him,
that
definitely.
I have. So yeah, there's the ring
the
in
sealed
box
ring,
back there.
yeah, and then the representation of the two different battle belts. You either have the see-through front box or the solid box.
Oh, I didn't know that there were two different boxes.
Yeah.
So look at that. That's, again, learning new things every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just a fun little insert. These are some, what do we call them?
Short pours.
Short pours. These are figures that didn't fully form in the mold, and so they've got all these little nubby ends on them. He's even got one of the claws, so that's got to be a highly desirable figure, even though it's not a full figure.
I've seen two of them. This one and another one. So it happens, and yeah. This also happens is pretty common. I've seen this in blue, and I've seen it in red.
That particular figure?
Yeah, how it formed like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something about the mold, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, as you can see, there are several different 28-pack boxes here. Brian's got an impressive collection. So at the bottom, I've talked about them, and I'm sure if you're a muscle fan, you already know about the first 4 28-packs. But there's all kinds of cool stuff here. Why don't you show us what you got,
Okay,
Brian?
so let's start with, I guess we'll start with the first one. So we got Kinnikuman.
So these are what Kinkeshi came in Japan.
This is the original, how they were sold in their 28-pack boxes.
Wow.
I love the artwork. That's the main reason.
They are really cool.
You
get to see these characters in ways that
we never saw them.
We never saw them. I mean, they weren't even characters in America.
No, and they didn't have. You didn't know their colors. You didn't know their names. You knew nothing about them. So like this is like, the coolest.
Oh, that one's great.
Yeah, and then.
And what's on the back of these? I haven't seen the back actually. So okay.
So
let's just take a look at one of the backs.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, I can't even really tell what's going on here.
There's
a game built into each of these.
Yeah, they're telling you how to play the game.
That's all. Is it kind of the same on all of them? Oh, there's different games?
Yeah.
Or are they just different designs?
Different like ways to play the game. They have different. I don't think any of them were necessarily like that different, but they're all just dice rolling games, which is kind of sad that they didn't give this to us as kids in America.
Yeah.
Like it would have been nice to,
have different ways to play.
Yeah, I used to play with them in my pool. That was one of my favorite things to do.
So cool. Yeah, they would tell you how to fold a box in a certain way, and rad.
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool.
All right.
But there's a couple other ones here that are really interesting. Let's start with the Ninja Mites, because I think that one's the main event. So these are Ninja Mites. I haven't talked about these too much on my channel before, but basically they were in the same era as Muscle. They were packaged in a similar way. They were made by a different company called Panache Place that made Voltron figures and a couple other cool things. But the Ninja Mites also had not a 28-pack, actually a 30-pack in the same shape. So in the Muscle boxes, there's a couple spots that are just blocked off. Not so much in this one. This one's got a full 30 set.
Yeah. There was, as far as I know, there's 2 different boxes. I've seen the other one, but I don't have it. And then on the back,
and there's the full list of them, which again, like this is not something you can see very easily. Like very few people, I don't know, have this and can share like that there are this many sculpts, and like that information is not just like, it's not public knowledge, but it's just not like easily accessible. So unless you got a box like this, you don't really know. Super cool. And then this one is like really rad. Okay, like what's going on here?
Okay, so as far as I know, I think this is a Canadian thing. I bought it from somebody from Canada. Obviously, it's a nice rip-off of a Hulk Hogan in a muscle splash.
Very much.
They're using the Musclemania name.
Yeah, which is a different toy line actually.
Yeah,
that
totally,
we know of.
Yeah,
but
it's the insert for like a 28 pack. And it has on the back. It's got this nice ring that you could set up to play with your figures.
So I mean, like, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. Like nobody. I've never seen. I've been on the internet looking at muscle things for 20 plus years. No one's ever shown me this, but Brian has more information. Let's do it.
Okay. So normally everyone knows, like, you have a standard Muscle Man figure, but right,
there's a standard muscle.
Okay. These figures are slightly shiny plastic, harder plastic, and the figures are going to be slightly smaller.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't even be able to notice the difference between a regular muscle and this figure.
Well, maybe not experts like us.
Yeah.
So
these figures, there's a set of 28, and I have basically all 28 of them. They're all just muscle figures.
Loose in addition to the ones in the box.
Yeah, these are loose ones, yeah. So, but they're all just regular muscle figures in a slightly harder plastic, slightly smaller, slightly
but they still have the markings on the back.
Everything, they have the trademarks and everything. And you would, you probably wouldn't even notice the difference when you were collecting. So these are representations of, you had your Flesh 4-pack that came out, and then they did the full color pack 4-pack, and then they did the 2 and the 2 Flesh. And then
you've got a whole bunch of them.
I got a whole bunch. They're not all in these containers. I've been buying these plastic storage containers from, geez, I'm going to have to get back to you guys on the name of that guy. But I love them. They fold together, and then I can put them in here and kind of just protect them from dust and debris and stuff like that. I also have
the Wrestlers Looters. This is a French-Canadian muscle Kitbashed style, right?
I think they're original sculpts, to be honest.
But like, there's so many parts of them where you're like, that's Mariposa, and that head is that,
but they're not the same portion sized.
No, that's true.
That's why I kind of think
the scale's a little off, and like this guy, like that torso is original for sure.
Yeah.
But all those arms, like some of them are, and the head is a muscle, but the legs are, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're really interesting.
Yeah.
I have a set of those myself.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then down here, obviously we touched on the 10 packs.
Yep.
These are sealed muscle trash cans. How cool is that? So you got a Flesh one, and then that's a color one.
Yep.
And I know as a kid that I must have gotten at least one of these, but I did not keep the trash can. I don't have any trash cans.
I have a couple of my original trash cans as a kid. Yeah.
But then there's that.
Yes.
Can we pull it out a little bit?
Yeah.
This is a real treasure. This is
the display
case.
Not filled.
Oh wow.
I don't have a full case. I just have a couple of them.
They're so cool.
One day maybe. But nice display box for it.
Unbelievable. And then down there, it's just a box.
Yeah.
But it's a box that holds a lot of history. This was one that I guess if you worked at a store and needed to stock the shelves, this was full of battle and belts.
It had 12 battle belts in there, and probably for the last 20 years, it probably held some other junk and garbage in there, but eventually it made it to my collection.
So cool.
Yeah.
Right here, this is from the recent Japanese Gashapon figures. You could order the stacked rings here, so he's got those. And then this looks like just kind of a little dollhouse thing that you
homemade diorama that I made.
Homemade diorama.
It is my Muscle Championship wrestling arena.
Right.
You have your backstage area, you have your announcing area, you have your ring and fans. It's a little beat up right now, but
lots of homies, a couple muscles right in there, including some very uncommon, some rare ones. Figures. I don't know if you want to pull them out or not pull them out. So this is a figure, I've talked about these. This is a super rare. This is a figure that all three of these are super rares that I've never held in my hand before until this day. We've got the Black Hole Sunshine, we've got the Spinning Head Ashura Man, and the Black Emperor or the Dark Emperor. These figures are, how many are there? We don't know, but there aren't many of any of these in existence that we know. And man, it's kind of crazy to actually hold it in my hand because I've only seen pictures of any of these. This is the first time I, in person, can like vouch and verify, like, nope, these are real and they're made of muscle rubber and they seem totally legitimate in person. Absolutely crazy. And the head pops off and that little chest piece pops out, and wild.
So this represents my master set. Every little drawer is numbered, and then you pull it out and you can basically see all the different figures in it.
So Brian, you have almost every single you have every single figure in almost every single color.
Correct.
You're just missing 4 Class A figures.
Correct.
That are just basically near impossible to come by.
They're definitely figures that people are, if they have them, they're not partying with them, or they really have no idea that they have them. But when you're dealing with a 2-inch piece of plastic that's almost 50 years old, it's kind of hard to think that someone saved that.
40 plus.
Yeah. 40 plus.
But I mean, what a great way to organize a set. They're all numbered and everything.
Yep.
I love that.
Quick access. I can pull them out and figure out what I'm looking for. Obviously, most people know about the muscle poster. It came in flesh, and then it came in the colored version. This is the original male tube.
So that was the tube that Mattel would have sent.
Yeah, this is the tube that Mattel sent.
Wow.
Originally. That was the flesh. And then I bought this one off of eBay. But for people that collect, if you know that the difference between the flesh poster and the colored version is, there's some figures on here that are not actually made in those colors in the master set. So they took pictures of it, but they didn't actually make the figure. Kind of like in the board game. If you look at the board game, you cannot get a green
version of that Terry Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the one that they use is the one that came with the ring.
Yeah.
In that game.
Yeah. So it's pictured on the board game, but there is none.
So some sort of prototype probably exists of these figures.
Yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
What we've got here is something really unique and special. I'm talking on the level of super rares, on the level of Class A's, but arguably rarer. I mean, certainly rarer. What do you got to say about him, Brian?
Okay, so this man used to work at Mattel, a Robert Cowell, and he acquired a bunch of loose muscle figures. Some of these muscle figures were normal muscle sculpts, but in colors that weren't released to the public.
Yeah.
For example, the 199 Ashura Man in light blue, and then obviously another. His name's not Ashura Man. It's
Samson.
Yeah.
Teacher.
Yeah. In the light blue. Now these figures didn't come in light blue. Greg can sit here and tell you these are legitimate light blue figures.
They really are. They look just like any other muscle.
Same texture, same everything. There's nothing different about them at all. They are light blue.
But you won't ever find them in light blue anywhere.
No. These are, as far as I know, the only 2 that exist.
Yeah, and so this guy, he says he worked as an engineer for Mattel for over 40 years from the mid-50s through 1994, and he verifies that this, at least on this piece of paper, it says, this is an original pre-production test sample of the light blue version of this character, and it says the same thing on that one about this one. So truly one-of-a-kind pieces with little, basically certificates of authenticity signed by a longtime employee of Mattel. So truly, really amazing, amazing stuff. Okay, now obviously Brian's got more muscly stuff, like way more than you realize. But we're going to pause and take a look at his Mad Balls collection because, let's be honest, I know everybody wants to see that. Everybody loves Mad Balls. If you're a toy collector, if you're a vintage toy collector who uses the internet, you've fallen down the Mad Balls hole by now, at least in some capacity, or you're at least drooling over them. So here's a little peek at his Mad Balls collection. Doesn't have a ton of the original Mad Balls, but even still, just seeing these all together is
Oh,
it's just
flashbacks.
satisfying.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. You know, there's the new modern Target ones, and then you got the big what do you call them?
Yeah,
Sports balls.
those were original when I was a kid. My mom
These are your original
yeah,
sports
my mom
balls.
bought these for me. Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't very good at football or basketball. That's why their condition's in really good condition. But yeah. And that's my original Mad Ball baseball cap that I had when I was a kid.
And there's a sticker set.
Yep. That I bought at drug fair.
Pretty rad. And then just underneath it, this is
my original Monster in Pocket lunchbox.
Lunchbox. Is the thermos in here? I feel something. Can we see the thermos?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Got my original thermos.
Oh yeah. So cool. That's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then over here, Brian just got all kinds of stuff that, you know, just accumulated, lots of different minifigures lines. None of them muscle, but most of them muscle adjacent.
Yeah, or rip-offs.
Or muscle knockoffs.
Yeah.
So over here, we've got the Weird Ball flyweight wrestlers and some of the other Weird Ball stuff in the back. I see an actual Weird Ball or two.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that purple dude's pretty rad.
Yeah.
And then down here, the Musclemania series in almost all of them in every color.
I'm working on those translucent greens. Those are the hard ones to find.
Yeah. Then here's some, you know, fun stuff. The Super Robot Mart figures. Those are the Japanese ones.
Yep.
And then you got the Hardy's
Trolls.
Carl's Jr. Troll.
Stone
protectors. And what are these?
These are these vampire figures. If we're lucky, maybe my mail will come today and it'll be in the mail. But I just bought a 4-pack of them.
So here's the Mini Mashers, AWA Mini Mashers. To me, as a kid, they were as important to me as muscle.
Oh, absolutely.
They were mixed
they're
in.
real wrestlers. That was the best part.
Yeah, but they were mixed in with my muscle collection, so they just like were part of that lore in my head. And so I still have my original figures. I don't have a full set like you do here, but
we got a Ric Flair.
There's Ric Flair. There's a Hawk and Animal.
Michaels. Margetti.
Yeah, there's Boris Zhukov, Larry Zabisco, and you've got some of the
original packages
as well. Very cool. Which of course on the back has
cool
the
cartoon.
comic strip, and then the cartoonized versions of each of the wrestlers. So very cool. Remco.
Yeah.
And then in recent years, I've seen a lot more of these AWA Mini Masher knockoffs that pop up, and you see them painted, and they're pretty cool too. But up front here, you've got custom painted,
custom sculpted and painted.
Some of these are sculpted. Yeah,
he either added some kind of clay or did something to it. Most of them are just painted different wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, there's that Sergeant Slaughter, Jerry Lawler, Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah.
Those are also very cool.
Yeah.
And then down here, we've got Ninja Mites loose.
Yep. I'm working on my set. I have a complete black set. I made my checklist and working on the yellow and the red.
And then you got you got some 4-packs back there.
Just 4-packs.
Cool. Over here, there's just a few different things hanging around. These are more Musclemania, but they are the
Series 2.
The stretchy Series 2 ones.
Yeah.
They are actually better off in a packaging because otherwise they
like
deteriorate and melt, and this is the best way to keep those.
Yeah.
Some OMFGs back there.
Yep. Some
Mexican muscle bootlegs named Heroes de la Lucha Libre.
And then Future
Man, which is really interesting because they're all muscle sculpts. They are much dinkier. They're made of a cheaper rubber, but they were branded with something called Future Man. And there's other stuff kind of like that out there. Oh, what's this? Future Man.
This is a different Future Man package. And then this one's a fall apart, but we have another knockoff. We have an Alien Wrestlers in package. Well,
which is another somewhat in package.
Awesome artwork. You know,
and again, and you know, I say they're muscle sculpts, but some of them are the non-muscle sculpts. You see this guy here, and there's the Poltergeist, and in this one you have the light bulb guy. So it's almost like I wonder where they got if they got
probably
their figures.
Kinnikuman. Yeah, they probably stole them from Kinnikuman.
Stole the Kinkeshi figures.
Yeah.
And then down here you've got some Slug Zombies, nearly a full set. You said you're missing just one.
Officer Rick, I'm missing one.
Yeah, I'm also slowly but surely working on my Slug Zombies set. So very cool. to see nearly all of them. What we've just splayed out on the floor here is an original Cuties poster. And if you're not familiar with Cuties, I've certainly talked about them on my channel. They were the girl version of Muscles, also put out by Mattel. They had all these, you know, girls, and they were in rock band, or they were doing
Fashion Mart, they were daycare, they're the health spa, the rock and rollers.
Yeah. And so on the packaging was an advertisement for a poster, and nobody ever saw this poster. I mean, they really, like, I'd never seen one before, and Brian got his hands on the actual poster.
Yep.
Not too long ago, right?
Big thank you to Toy de Jour. So originally it must have had a perforated sticker sheet on the bottom.
It does say tear off the cutie stamps.
Yep.
Match the window frame color to the building color, then lick and stick them where they belong. So there's a couple stickers that have been attached already, but otherwise blank. A really cool, super rare, muscle adjacent piece of art. Very, very cool.
History.
We got some Japanese lady wrestlers, Mako Satomura, 2-pack of Keshi. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? Oh my god, there's you, super cute minifigure. That's a cool one. I don't know this wrestler, but dope. They put the face of one of these K-pop or J-pop stars on a Kinkeshi.
Yeah.
That looks like Sunshine and Kinnikuman, and that's so great. That's a weird thing. And you were like, I need these too.
Oh, of course.
Oh, and then they come, of course, with these interesting cards. My favorite is Mandy. He's my favorite. Mandy Sakaguchi. There's just so much stuff here. And Brian just showed me this. Yeah, there she is. Every time. Let's go. Forever. Xena Warrior Princess.
That's all my doubles.
Ooh, doubles.
Yeah, trading fodder. These are the original newsletters from the Muscle
Times.
Yeah,
the
from
Muscle Preservation Society.
Yeah. So these are the original newsletters that they would
Whoa.
send out. And
you printed them, or they
No.
actually mailed these?
No.
They physically mailed them
They
out.
physically mailed them to you. This is my membership.
To the Muscle Preservation Society.
Yep.
Dude, wild.
Yeah. I'm wearing a... This is the Super 7 muscle. Obviously some customs. So this is the Nick Baker. I have no idea who did this one. This is another custom one. I don't remember who made this one. We got another muscle. This is the Super 7 muscle hoodie.
A lucha muscle style shirt.
From Karate Kicks. Elves.
Grapplers. Fongor.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can see here, Brian has shelves just covered in little rubber dudes, and most of them are custom pieces by various artists who've tried to replicate the muscle vibe and made their own original figures. They made their own sculpts, or they kitbashed things, or they 3D printed and things, or so on and so forth. So this is just like a plethora of weird little guys of all shapes and sizes. Some of them look like they're muscles, and some of them are just kind of muscle-esque.
The majority of them are obviously in the realm of muscle, but I do have a couple artists here that I do favor and buy their different sculpts.
Yeah, do you want to point out anything in particular?
Well, I Luke Welsh, his sculpts are amazing. If you've seen any of his work, his detail is top notch. His castings are amazing. I just love them. Obviously, I fell in love with his Friday the 13th versions because they're very close to a muscle feel. Well, not feel, but look. But everything he sculpts is just beautiful. Really, hand detail is nice. We have Eric Nilla's castings of Toy Rojo's stuff. If anybody's seen Alien Robot Monster stuff, his castings are amazing. That's an original ghoulie from Japan.
Whoa.
And then next to Eric Nilla's castings of them.
And then, all kinds
War
of 3D
Duck
printed stuff by
stuff.
War Duck, nice guy. he sells them at a very reasonable price too. Really good dude. These are just some Japanese wrestlers.
That's
back
just a
there
mix
too,
of some
right?
stuff. Those are some Japanese wrestlers. That's Big Man Toys, Lee.
And so these up front are Lord Sphincter, who he does a really cool thing. Every month he'll send you a new pewter muscle figure. It's like a $10 monthly subscription. You get a new figure every month, and you could get all kinds of different muscles. And then back there, Sean Skirvin remolded all of the
Alien Grow Monsters.
Alien Grow Monsters, yeah. And those are really spectacular too.
Yeah.
That guy makes really good stuff. I don't know how much more we can even.
There's so many artists here, and I want to
Yeah.
just thank everybody because it's my hobby. I love it so much, but like so many different artists are putting out muscle figures, muscle related figures, and there's just so many of them here to name.
I don't even know how to like navigate it because it's just so much.
We got some
There's
Eddie in the
just so much
City,
cool
the
stuff.
Okies. You ever see the Okies? Are really cool.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
Yeah, more sculpted, just Oklahoma figures from Oklahoma. There's
Super
free
cool.
karate chops.
And there's all these things here, just an assortment of goodies. Like and all of you have a lot of like claw variations. This mummy claw, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh, these were this is what's this,
Yeah.
I just bought from him.
I love those. That Macho Man, that Ultimate Warrior, and
They're
Hulk
pretty
Hogan.
good. And then he did these horror ones
Yep.
here.
And then my buddy over here just gave me this awesome figure to add
Uh,
to my collection.
Oh yeah, a brilliant little Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny in wrestling gear.
Amazing. An Andre the Giant looking feel of Danny DeVito.
Little crash dummy here. What are these ones here?
So Big Man Toys is no longer casting figures, but he did some 3D sculpting for a movie, and this was a Japanese movie that's coming out, and these are figures that were part of GoFundMe.
And these are more color painted muscles over here.
Yep, so those are just a bunch of random different painted Muscle Man figures that I've gotten throughout the years from different artists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The ones before that you saw were originally painted by somebody else. These are just random different artists.
Yeah. There's some cool claw there. I just want to get a shot of that one. That one's pretty rad.
Yeah. That's a Healy made claw. He painted those.
This guy, Namaniku, if you don't follow him and you're a muscle fan, like you're making a huge mistake. He has an incredible collection. He's always finding really cool things I didn't know exist, and then he's obviously making some really
great
rad
music
stuff.
taste.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great music taste.
Yeah.
What are these?
So those are, there was a Gumball Machine bootleg figure, a set of figures that were sold in Japan.
Yeah.
And this guy,
I
recently-
recognize.
he resculpted them. So for example, Bam,
Yep.
and then his version.
Oh, cool.
You know, this is, what are they called? The
Pachimono or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the original set had like the Mickey Mouse, and then it had like the toilet bowl guy. Oh, there's a toilet bowl guy. Toilet bowl guy with the toilet paper.
Oh, so he's just like redoing them.
Yeah, he just redid them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then he made like a larger one.
That one's like a gotcha machine
Yeah.
as a figure. All right, and we're just going to continue along. We've got this cool Slimer full of muscle figures. We've got some pop vinyls of Ghost. Yeah, very cool. And then down here, these are definitely hard to come by.
Oh yeah, I love those.
These are the Freaked, I guess you can call them action figures.
They were
They're-
from Suncoast Video.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very rare, and very few people even know what they are. I feel like I watched a video where like, was it Froggy Flips encountered them and just like mulled them over until he decided, yeah, I think I need these. And then later was like, now I figured out what these are.
You know, like most people don't know that's Bill and Ted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You know,
That's right. Keanu Reeves,
in
Alex
full,
Winter. Yeah.
in full dog face paint.
Yep.
You know.
Then down here, you've got a pretty sizable Deka Kinkeshi
Yep.
collection. Do you have all? Is this all of them?
No, it's not all of them. I'm
But
trying.
It's a good amount of them.
Yeah.
They pop up. They're not that
Yeah.
hard to come by,
Yeah.
but I guess if you're looking for specific ones.
Yeah, some of
It can
the
get
later
dicey.
series are hard to find.
And then
obviously.
down here are the I forget what they're
Great
called.
Kinnikuman.
The Great Kinkeshi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Again, not a full set, just some that I've acquired over the years, which they're so cool, man. I wish we had those as a kid.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Oh, that
Yeah.
Terry Man's dope.
Yeah.
And then some cool wrestlers in the front here.
Yep.
And there's a Ric Flair. So over here, these are the modern Gashapon versions of the Kinkeshi figures, but they are the metal figures. So
So cool.
you can get these like in a vending machine in Japan.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I did. When I was over there, I got a couple of these.
Just, you know, obviously and the best part about this, which a lot of people don't know, is the kid of the guy who originally sculpted Kinnikuman, his son is re-sculpting all the figures. But that's so cool because, like, I don't know, it's just a tradition passed on. But
yeah.
His details are great. He's very talented. All the figure sculpts are nice. They're doing all the new figures, the new ones from the new comics and magmas. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Then down here you got some OMFG, you got some Kaiju Big Battle, some of the other modern things that pop up.
Yeah.
And these Star Wars ones, which are very hard to come by, and the price of them skyrocketed immediately. So you said you got them just before that happened.
Oh, yeah. I was very lucky. I got them when they first came out.
Those are pretty rad.
I really wish they would continue and do more of them, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Over here, these are the amalgam Kitbashed figures. So these were vending machine toys that were very obviously two figures smashed together, 2 or 3 even sometimes.
You could also buy them in packs at a party store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, there was a party store that sold them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Imaginext ones. And then here you've got some Ramen Man figures, including there's the once infamous X-23, not a muscle. Definitely not a muscle.
No. Awesome figure though. The Ramen Man set.
They're all cool, and they're like, because they just got like this extra heft and bulk to them.
A little bit bigger,
but they're still
heftier.
Highly detailed.
Yeah.
They're still really rad.
Fits the realm, looks perfect with all the other figures.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I love that.
Also, a good cartoon if you
it
want
is.
To watch it.
If you like samurai movies, it's just like
it
that.
is.
Down here, some Garbage Pail Kid stuff. So you have in the front. These are the kind of classic Garbage Pail Kid. What are they called?
The cheap toys.
The cheap toys, these are all so highly coveted nowadays, hard to come by. Very, very, they get pretty pricey. And then back there, those are the Minikins.
Minikins, yeah.
And then recently they came out with this micro collection in these little trash cans, which are pretty cool. But once you take them out of the packaging, they're kind of dinky.
Yeah, they're almost like bootlegs of the originals.
Yeah.
They're not as detailed.
And hey, look. It's some battle beasts. My dudes. My other dudes.
A lot of those are my original battle beasts when I was a kid, and they have my initials on them.
Cool.
I've been slowly collecting them. I don't really go out of the way, but if anybody's selling some, let me know.
And then you got one Transmegator or Zutron Defender. I forget which is which.
Yeah.
But I love those. They're so stupid.
I'm a huge fan of Lady Kinnikuman. So basically what I did was... Big Man Toys Lee, he helped me design these figures. He sculpted them for me. And then I had, actually these were 3D printed from Warduck. And then I had them painted. So they represent Terry Girl and her puppy, Lady Robin, Lady Kinnikuman, and Lady Buffalo Man. Obviously in very slutty versions of them, big boobed and skimpy outfits, but it is wrestling.
And that's also kind of the MO of the whole comic.
That's what it was, yeah. So these are based off of different cosplayers and the cartoon, the comic book and everything, and I kind of mix-matched it to design what I wanted them to look at.
Okay, so look, there's so many toys, and there's still more to look at, but before we continue on at the toys, we're going to take a look at some of the media that Brian's got here, some of these old books and magazines, and why don't you tell us about it, Brian?
So obviously I love anything that involves muscle. So original artwork and magazines and literature that you could get, like the Mattel catalog here, for example. Let me get to the right page. Boom.
Cool. So this is from what do we know a year? This is the 1984.
This is 1986.
1986 Mattel catalog.
Yeah.
Picture of the muscle in it, prominently featured.
Yeah. Or
here's the actual
here's the Mattel
store catalog.
The store catalog, which again I don't want to flip to find it, but they're in there.
Yeah.
We have a 1986 J.C. Penney Christmas catalog.
Also full of with muscles
Yeah,
hidden in there. The
yeah.
Christmas Wish Book,
The Christmas,
1986.
yeah, the Wish Book. And then we have the 1987 Mattel catalog again that has them listed in there. But then I have other stuff that has random mentions of either Ultimate Muscle or something like the PlayStation magazine, or this Handwriting Connections 2 book that featured a muscle man on the cover. Now, the funny thing about this is I bought 2 of these off of eBay, but one of them I got from a school that was my hometown.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
You mean it was like
they had it. Like,
they had it.
Yeah. I don't
this
know
was
why.
the handwriting book, and it had a muscle.
Yeah,
on
one of
it.
the teachers had a handwriting book in her classroom, and they gave it to me.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
you got a few of them.
yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, Nintendo official player's guide, which had the Muscle Nintendo game that everyone loves to play.
Of course.
Right. You got your Ultimate Muscle player guide. That's a great game if anybody's ever played it for PlayStation. The GoBots magazine, which is highly sought after because it features on the back cover
the Nestle Quik advertisement for the
Yes.
muscle figures, which you would basically buy a can of Quik, and inside would be a muscle figure in its own packaging, individually wrapped.
Now, this is something a lot of people don't know about, but it's also on the back of the He-Man Masters of the Universe magazine.
There it is. And again, like the art, like somebody individually drew, someone like just kind of traced over the muscles in the background there.
Mhm.
I love that. I love
There's
that.
I don't know his name offhand, but there's a guy on Instagram who's been doing a tattoo artist who's been doing different tattoos of muscle figures on people, which resemble this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's fun.
Very reminiscent of this, which I don't have any tattoos, but maybe one day. This is an original ad for Exogenie, just paper ad out of a magazine.
And Exogenie, to explain, because not everybody knows certainly, Exogenie is the Italian release.
My understanding is Exogenie's Italy and Greece.
I think you're right. I think it's Italy and Greece, and I think Cosmics is like France
and Spain.
Yeah,
maybe even
something
Holland
like
too.
Yeah.
But again, copies of Kinnikuman muscle figures, and just really cool. They kind of have their own little artwork. They're a little more alien-esque. In Italy, they had a sticker book where you could buy packs of stickers and put the stickers in here to create a sticker book. This is kind of like what they used to do at movies when we were kids. You go to the movie theater, you could buy the book and you could buy stickers and put it in.
They're so cool.
So this is just the book. I have a full set unstuck to the book, but then I have obviously the book. So this represents all the different figures.
Wow.
And then they have all this really cool artwork that's totally different, that just nothing that we had in America. We had nothing like this. And these aren't really high detail or anything.
No, but they're fun, and they're, some of them look really kind of silly, and I think that just adds to the charm. Like when it's like this one, that's not a muscle. What is that guy? Who is that?
I have no idea, but that's the poop guy.
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube guy, Sunshine.
Look at that. That is a...
they're just...
I love it.
Really,
I absolutely love it.
Really cool, different artwork that, we didn't have anything like. And a story. It tells a story. They're definitely space, creatures, flying through planets and spaceships and everything.
They're so rad.
This is something that I'm a little jealous, something I always wanted to do with my checklist.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody out in the UK made a quick little player's guide for muscle. This is something that you probably saw on Amazon.
Yep.
It's a sketchbook.
It's an empty book with muscles on the cover.
But I'm a sucker for anything muscle.
And not just muscle, some non-muscle sculpts too.
Yep.
There's that guy and that dude.
Yeah. Actually, technically, everyone
they're probably all Kinkeshi.
They're all, they're all. And they're all reissues. I don't think they're even originals.
Very
and
cool.
then this is just basically a catalog of different Japanese toys and stuff, but really cool. Kinnikuman on the cover. So Mystique Games, basically it's a Swedish erotica, an Atari game. They made different Atari games that were X-rated. Obviously with the graphics, they weren't really X-rated or anything, but they had different things like Beat 'em or Eat 'em, or Bachelor Party and Custer's Revenge and things like that. But they were all adult-themed Atari games.
I also see you got Night Trap back
Oh,
there.
my favorite
That's
game.
pretty
Sega
cool.
CD, that was my favorite game.
Some Galactic Wrestling and Ultimate
Yes.
Muscle.
Yeah. Those are just some of my favorite games that I pulled out of my collection. I'm a big video game collector as well. This is obviously Kinnikuman or those types of games, but some of my favorites. Maniac Mansion, Double Switch.
Okay, so these shelves here, I'm just going to pull wide for a second just so you could see it all here. So as we know, Brian is a collector of muscle and muscle adjacent things and custom muscle things, but also a couple years back, Super 7, who I'm sure toy collectors know about, they covered all kinds of different brands using the muscle branding as well. And so Brian has full sets or almost full sets of almost all of those.
No, I have the full set of Super 7, so
Okay.
we are working on a full set there.
Full sets. So here we go. These are the Toxic Crusaders.
And then these ones in the front would be factory figures that were stolen out of the factory from Japan.
Oh, I did not know that happened.
so,
That's
yeah.
cool. So yeah, these are all the Toxic Crusaders figures.
Yeah.
You can see all the characters, and he's got them in all of the possible colors. Just to the right of it, these ones are called The Worst. These are original characters that Super 7 put out. And to be honest, they might be the best of all of the Super 7 muscles, right? They're just so cool.
The sculptor that did them, she also did Street Fighter sculpt. She was so talented.
Oh, and here's the Street Fighters.
She
so
also
we got
did
all
the
Street
Toxic.
Fighters.
She did the Toxic Avengers as well. But she did a bunch of the sculpting for them, and she just did an amazing job.
Again, I think The Worst are the best.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
They did such a nice job with them.
Yeah.
Especially because they created their own character.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they fit in with muscle even better than some of the others. Then over here we've got Robotech.
Okay, you got Robotech, and then we have the exclusive. These were made by Super 7, but they were released by somebody else.
Yeah, Robo Toy Fest.
Yes, yeah.
Robo Toy Fest figures. Oh, what's this one? Oh, those are some Alien.
So those are two magenta aliens. Again, those are, as far as I know, factory stolen
And
figures.
here's the Alien figures. Aliens.
And Alien.
And Alien.
Yeah.
And then to the right of it, we've got the
Series 1 of the Masters of the Universe.
Mo-Tussle, as
Yep.
they call them.
Yep.
Mo-Tussle. And then there's the Series 2 Mo-Tussle.
Yep.
And then there's more Mo-Tussle back there, although kind of harder to come by.
We're a little bit hidden behind
It's
the
okay.
shelf
There's so much stuff that he has to hide things. At some point, they switched from muscle to something called Keshi Surprise, which is basically the same thing.
I think they lost the license to use the name Muscle, and then they jumped to Keshi Surprise,
Right,
which is cool because it is what they are.
Yeah. Well, they also became more blind box oriented.
Yes.
Which I'm not generally a fan of.
No.
But they're still cool figures. So we did Transformers. They did 2 series of that. We also did She-Ra at that point, and then there's more She-Ra back there. Then there's the Pee-wee's Playhouse figures, which I'll at least look at these ones here. The Cherry is so awesome.
Oh yeah, I love the Cherry.
I have a Globy, but I really need a Cherry of some kind. Then they did Peanuts. They did 2 series of Peanuts figures, so there's some Peanuts back
Again,
there.
not my favorite. They were bulky. They weren't really in the
they're not
Keshi
detailed.
feel.
They're not that interesting, but that's okay. The Universal Monsters, they did 2 series of these.
Yep.
I believe these are series 2.
Yep, those are
And then
awesome.
these are the series 1s. And then down here we have the Mega Man
Yep.
figures, which I think were still muscle.
Muscle, yes. Actually, yes. All these down here would be considered muscle. There was the Shogun.
The Legends of Lucha Libre.
Yep. And then the
Iron Maiden figures, the Shogun Warriors.
Which again, sculpted by Sirius Silicate.
Which is why they're as
amazing.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, actually, I take that back. That's the best set.
Yeah. But there's only 3, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they're very cool.
Yeah.
And then they did the WWF ones also.
Okay, so Super 7 did do the WWF ones, but I think Mattel at that point had taken the license over.
Yeah.
So the Street Sharks.
Street Sharks also, which are
and then the Mighty Max and the WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, there's muscly things everywhere you look, and there's nothing else I'd rather see. And over here we've got the Tiny Mites. These are popping up at Five Below all around the country, and probably in other places. I know they sell them online.
Walmart has some of them, some other stores, and then Spirit Halloween's starting to sell the Ghostface ones.
Yeah, so they've done Scooby-Doo. These are the Scooby-Doo series.
So what I loved about them, these were sculpted by Eddie in the City.
Yeah,
And-
nice
and-
guy who's been part of the
Eddie-
muscles community for a long time now.
Eddie's great, man. He's
Yeah.
really cool. He's, I think, the Bronx, but I've met him a few times. Great guy. When I found out he was doing it, I was instantly hooked. Obviously, it's in the same realm of what I collect, but
Yeah.
knowing that somebody you know is doing something big and cool like this, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did Scooby-Doo. They did Batman.
Yep. They did a Batman.
Series, the SpongeBob SquarePants
Yep.
series.
They did technically 2, but even though it's still the same one, different colors.
The newest one is the Ghostface
Yep.
Scream ones, which are out right now. And
Yep.
Brian, you're still working on that one.
Still working on it.
And just before that, also still working on these.
This is the hardest one, the Five Nights at
the
Freddy.
Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, it's probably just kids are probably actually buying these.
Yeah, maybe.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. If you're out there and you have them, let me know.
And these are the Universal
Horror
figures, lots of Chucky's and Michael Myers and so on. Lots
They
of cool
live.
stuff.
Yeah.
And of course the Care Bears,
Now,
which are
still working on the Care Bears.
still working on the Care Bears.
I love the toy line. Care Bears is cool. When I was a kid, everybody loved Care Bears, but the sculpts on these are pretty lame.
They're pretty weak.
Yeah, they're all
They're
very
hard to tell one from another.
Nope, you can't tell.
Yeah.
They're not very unique and different. Some of them look almost identical.
Yeah. And then down here we've got the Wendy's DC minis,
Which are amazing.
which are pretty. I mean, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're a little chubbier. They're intended for kids, but all of this is, and I don't care about that. So
I'm a
yeah.
big kid.
yeah, we're big kids. Okay, we've talked about minifigures. We've talked about muscle-esque things, but my favorite horror franchise.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
is Puppet Master. And it seems it's Brian's as well.
Oh yeah.
He has all the characters in all of these dolls. And again, I'm sure there's so many more you don't have of different variations of things.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you've got everybody represented.
I got the
here.
main cast.
You got
of
Blade
puppets.
in various forms. There's Pinheads and Six Shooters, Tunneler, and Blaze? Is that no
Blade.
Torch?
I got Torch. I got Blade. Jester.
You got this guy whose name I
Totem.
forget. There's Jester. This Pinhead's great. You even got the
Dr. Death.
what was that called? The retro Puppet Master
Yep,
figures.
yep.
And this was one of those.
Wait, we gotta watch this.
Oh no! Okay, here we
Whee!
go. All right, we'll blur it out for YouTube. Yeah, but just a whole ton of Puppet Master puppet scale puppets, and also the action figure scale ones, the ones that came out in the early 2000s, I want to say, right?
Yeah.
And now they've got those smaller ones, these guys here,
Yeah.
which are pretty great.
Yeah.
So many cool Puppet Master things. I absolutely love Puppet Master.
Oh yeah.
Only a few of the movies are good.
Yeah,
But
even that's
that might even be a stretch.
Yeah.
1 and 2 and 3 are watchable. The rest are horrible, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then we've got
Oh.
a My Pet Monster.
Yeah.
This is a genuine classic My Pet Monster.
Recently
Got some
acquired
chains.
with original chains. I had a kid growing up. I had My Pet Football Monster, which I still have. My mom puts it on her bed every night. It still sits there. So when I found that, I was like, I gotta have that one too.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. I ordered the new one. It hasn't come in yet.
And then we'll just pan through. We got Harry, we got Freddy, we got Ernest, we got Gizmo. Just some other cool plushies rounding out the collection. Is there anything else you want to show us, Brian? You got anything else hidden away that's worth taking a look at? I don't know.
Oh, we got some more rare things, obviously. Something I don't normally show people, but I have my original. I have Nesquik muscle can.
So those are the cans that advertise the muscles on it.
Yep.
And then you've got several of the individually wrapped figures. So you would have opened up this thing, would have been filled with chocolate powder, and one of these would have been inside.
Yep.
And they're just,
Some
I mean,
of
they're
them
standard muscle,
Still
right?
has some chocolate on there if you want to get a little bit of chocolate on there. But another rarity of this would be the Nesquik tube. This was a tube that supposedly Nestle gave away that was filled with muscles. As far as I know, the story is like Puerto Rico or something.
Really?
That these kids in a class in Puerto Rico got a bunch of these and they were filled with figures.
Wow.
Now, in muscle lore, this has been going around for a while. As far as I know, it's real. It could be fake. But there's about 3 or 4 of them out there. So,
there it is.
yes. So these are very rare. These are sticker sheets that were from some cereal promo. They have muscle on the one side and the cute Mattel cuties on the other side. 1987. Wow. So this is towards the very end of the toy collecting. I'm going to say probably a Canadian release because most Class A figures were, Canadian released. But you got a couple of these different figures and then the different cuties on the back, which doesn't make any sense that the cuties for like these 2 packs are the same. This one would be different, but all the muscles were different.
Huh.
Now, if anybody happens to have these, definitely contact me, please. As far as I know, there's one other set out there that I'm looking for.
So unfortunately, I didn't shoot a proper outro with Brian, so I'm going to instead end this video on some coverage of my toy haul. That's right, I walked away from Brian's room with a small haul of toys that he hooked me up with, so let's take a look at each of them. So first off, we've got these muscle pogs that Brian made. These were custom made so he could take them to conventions and let people know that he was interested in buying muscles back when people were willing to sell them for $1 per muscle. Nowadays, the prices are a bit higher, and I'd argue less reasonable. Over here, we've got a slug zombie. Like I said in the video, I'm trying to complete my slug zombie collection, and so there's one more to knock off the list. Right here, we've got 4 of the Mexican bootleg muscle. These are a really hard plastic, but they come in delightful colors, and I got some really great sculpts, so I'm pretty happy with those. And then lastly, these are the Lady Kinnikuman figures that Brian showed off in his video. He had painted versions, but these are unpainted casts made in resin, and they're really very cool and very special, and I'm now aware that I'm one of the very few people in the world that even owns these, so that's a pretty cool thing. If you've gotten this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. A big special thanks to Brian Bonanno for showing us his amazing toy room, and if you happen to have these 4 muscles lying around, be sure to contact Brian and help him complete his muscle collection. But stick around, we've got some really fun stuff coming down the line, including a deep dive on Savage Mondo Blitzers, more Every Single Battle Beast, and of course, more so than ever, every single muscle.